Hey everybody, how's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's had a great, wonderful day, or had a great, wonderful day, however it may be flowing for y'all. Thanks again for coming along. Today, we're getting ready for bunnies, or, well, hopefully, I think so. Real quick and easy little design on a nesting box, which is so great that I have a sawmill to make all my own wood. Woo. So, yeah, great to have your own sawmill. Because I like being able to, first of all, just chop my own tree down, of course. But there's no chemicals in this wood, you know, like you get from the store. Plus, cheaper. And that way, you know, because just in case they gnaw, chew on it, I don't have to worry about anything bad getting into them. And then for my bottom, I'm not doing a solid bottom. I'm going to do a wire bottom. I did it the last time we had our rabbits. The reason I like to do it that way is because a little bit of air can get underneath there, and it keeps the bedding, you know, like when it's not the cold months, of course, but it keeps that bedding kind of aired out a little bit, because, you know, all those little babies, they're messing in there, you know, making a mess. And, you know, that's going to cause some funk in there, and you don't want all that funk and disease that can happen and stuff, you know, my opinion, my thoughts. You know, if it gets into the colder months, you can always just shove a piece of cardboard down in there, put all your nesting material on there, and for the first, you know, maybe week that the babies are born, and then you can just pull that piece of cardboard back out from the bottom, you know, and leave them all intact in there. So, but I got to get these built because, you know, like us, we do everything first before we're prepared for it. Yeah. One of these days, we're going to get that down right. So, and this is great too that I'm getting to make these out of my own wood from out here in the trees. The last nesting boxes I did, I had some, you know, used leftover OSB wood, and you know, there's a lot of glue and stuff in that OSB stuff. I mean, they worked out fine. Nothing happened to them.
You can use plywood. Or
I mean, you can use plywood and stuff. That's how I'm going to give you the dimensions on this. So, what I've got here is it's from my link here. So, let me see if I can get this in view for y'all. This is going to be one of the sides, and I already pre-cut it. It's 5 inches on the front, it's 10 inches on the back, and it's 18 inches all the way down. And then this is about 6.5 inches right here. And what I did is basically I went up 5 inches, and I did about I did a 22.5 degree angle. You can do it that way. If you don't have a rip saw that can do that, you can just measure up to 5 inches, come back over here, measure about 6.5 inches, just draw you a line back across. So that, dimensions on that. This will be the front piece that's going to go on it, and it is 5 inches up. That way the little baby bunnies can't jump out right away. They have to get a little older before they can start just crawling on out. And it's 11 1/8 is what I've got it, I believe. Yes, 11 1/8 across, because that's going to attach to the front part, not to the side, to the front. And then the back, of course, it's going to be 10 inches high. Whoops, 10 inches high by 11 1/8 across. Right? 11 1/8? I believe so. Yep, 11 1/8. And then the top piece that'll go on top of all that is 11 1/8 across by 6.5. Well, before I start line, 6.5. And then I'll just cut out a piece of wire and attach it to the bottom. I'm going to use a handy 1-inch staples out of my Ryobi. So, let's get this going. Alrighty. Let's see, what kind of pretty side do we want going? I don't think the rabbits really care too much. How about we go that way? So, I'm just going to line it up along the front. Right along the edge there. Pop me a staple in. Make sure I don't have any nails poking through the top, or the sides I mean. And that gives me 10 inches on the inside. And then you just take the back, do the same thing. Alrighty. Good and straightened out, and 18 inches on the inside, 10 inches that way. And that's a good size from everything I've looked at from our last silver fox rabbits we had. A 10 by 18 is a good size for most all your standard rabbits. Now, if you get the giant breed rabbits, you're going to need a bigger box. If you have a smaller breed rabbit, you may want to shorten your front. If you got like a smaller breed rabbit, you could probably stay with the same size. Just maybe like 4 inches if it's one of the smaller breeds. But you probably won't really need to. I mean, this, you can make this as kind of like your universal nest box if you need to. And wow, I actually cut all that stuff pretty straight. Everything seems like it's matching up pretty well.
What?
Holy mackerel.
No.
Okay, y'all are here for a first. Man. Ta-da! Alright. Now, real quick, simple for the bottom. I've just got a piece of leftover roll of some 1/2 inch by 1 inch wire. I'm just clipping these little nubs off so I can make it a little closer to the edge there. Now I'm going to switch to switch it over to a 1/2 inch staple. Alrighty. Alrighty. Alright. Voila. Good, sturdy little nesting box. That way, Mama can go in, have the babies. Babies start getting out and bothering her, she can jump up on top and go, oh, what a relief. And that way, if they chew on it, I like for the fact that it's just a treat.
All natural.
All natural. Well, besides wire and staples. Ha. But it doesn't take you that long. It, like I said, it's real quick. 5 inches up on the front, 18 inches all the way across. Well, inside is 10 inches by 18, and then your front is technically 11 1/8 by 19 total.
How thick are the boards?
And the very tip top is 10 and 3/4 roughly, and then you've got, you know, a 6.5 by 11 and 1/8 platform. I mean, it's not a very big platform. I made this out of the, and of course, and this is all 1/2 inch rough cut lumber that we did. I mean, if you want to go get some plywood, you can go get you some, like, you know, 1/2 inch, I believe it's probably more like 7/16 plywood. I mean, you can build it sturdier depending on the cage that you have to support the weight. I mean, this thing's not but a couple, you know, a few pounds, I guess. And like I said, I put the wire on the bottom. That way, to me, it's a little bit more sanitary, I guess, for your next litter, your next litter, your next litter, because the wood that you'd have down here isn't getting soaked up with urine and everything else, afterbirth, I guess, you know, that kind of good stuff. And like I said, during like the real cold months, I mean, rabbits can take the cold, but like if it's the real below freezing temperatures,
Babies can't.
the babies really can't. That's the only issue. I mean, you have the nesting material in there. The mother is going to just pull out a whole bunch of fur around her neck, which when you look in there, you're like, that's like a whole bunny. But there's a lot of fur, obviously, they have around their neck, more than you'd think, that they pull out and put all down in here. And, I mean, that's a good amount already. So they keep them warm, but in those, if you're going to have it below the freezing temperatures, you just get your old feed bag. Probably got one of those laying around. Piece of cardboard from maybe something you ordered, you know. Put that right on the bottom, put all your nesting material on it, and then, you know, probably about after a week, when they've gotten a little older, they got a little fur on them, then you can just, you know, kind of grab the nesting material and kind of pull that back on out. But it's great. They're easy. They're they're easy to make. I mean, I think I've seen them. I mean, I guess they're not too costly if you want to go buy them straight out, but they're probably about $20 a piece, I think.
But this was free.
But this is pretty virtually free, you know, besides a little time. Leftover material that I had. So if you got that, it's great too. So we will be having some baby bunnies in here pretty soon. Alright. I won't bore you with the other 3 that I still need to make. Thanks again for coming along. I really appreciate it. You have a great, wonderful one out there. Be safe. Can't wait to see y'all till next time. Later.